Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the critical chain project management. Friend, today's topic is very important with respect to project management, especially if you are a student of project management or you are planning to give exam of PMP. So this is a very important topic for you to understand, because this topic will definitely come in the exam of PMP. So let's start. First of all, I will request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my videos can reach to you. So let's start, friend. Critical chain project management. What is actually critical chain project management? That is basically a style of a project management. Project management means managing the project. So critical chain project management is a project management style that takes into consideration not only the task but also the resources required to complete a project. The goal of CCPM, critical chain project management, is to identify the steps, timelines and resources required to complete a project, to give you a roadmap that can be followed to ensure you are complete more jobs on time and on budget actually. Okay, so that is the main concept of critical chain project management. Now as critical chain project management is a style of a project management, so what is the project management? Project management is simply a set of tools and practices used to ensure proper planning, execution and completion of a project or a job. Project management is an important discipline every custom manufacturer needs to master in order to efficiently and effectively plan and complete jobs on their shop actually. So simply, project management is a methodology used to manage the project successfully and complete on time and within the budget actually. Now critical chain project management is similar to the critical path method in that it strives to identify the critical set of tasks and the timeline needs to complete on project. However, CCPM takes in one step further by taking into consideration the resources like people, equipment, physical space, material needed to complete the project. The critical chain is basically the longest path in the schedule and consider activities, interdependencies and resource constraints. What that means is that CCPM looks at the schedule and then determines which set of activities that, if delayed, will extend the end date, overall date of the project as well. In this way, the critical chain is identified and you will pinpoint the steps and resources needed to complete a project in the fastest and the most efficient manner actually. Now the steps of the critical chain project management. First of all, identify the critical path. Friend, critical path is the longest path of the project. So that means you need to identify the most important tasks as well as the tasks that will take the longest to complete. These tasks will become your critical path. So critical path means, friend, the activities which are on the critical path. If those activities gets delayed, your overall project will also be gets delayed. If the activity which is not on the critical path, if it gets delayed, so there is a chance, there is a possibility that your overall project will not be delayed. So the critical path is the longest duration of the path. Then determine resources constraints to create the critical chain. Critical chain project management focuses on resources, so consider any constraints you might experience as you assign employees, workstation, material to tasks. To create your critical chain, you will need to determine the set of activities that, if delayed, will extend the end date of the project by looking at resource availability. This path, along with the resource constraint it contains, is your critical chain actually. Okay, so this is the second step. Then create the as late as possible schedule. So that means, friend, use scheduling software to create a schedule that works backward from the completion date through each activity, each starting on the latest possible start date. This is in contrast to the standard practicing of the starting as early as possible. So it is a totally different, as late as possible. Normally we use the as early as possible, we are using as late as much as possible. Then insert buffer. Decide where buffer should be inserted along both the critical chain, resource buffer or project buffer, as well as feeding chains, feeding buffer. You will also need to determine the appropriate size of buffer. A general rule of thumb is that the bigger the risk of uncertainty and activity entails, the bigger the buffer should be. For example, you know there is a chances that, for example, activity A can be delayed, for example. So you can add the buffer here. so that your overall project will not get delayed. Okay, so this is the main concept here. Then create a detailed project model. That means you just make the overall model of a project. If you are using critical chain methodology, you would like to take on a large complicated project. To ensure timely project completion, create a detailed project model that your entire team can use. This model allows your team to see how well the project is progressing. So make a overall project model here. Then eliminating the multitasking. Eliminating multitasking means that just check it out. If any task, one resource is doing the same task on the same day, so multitasking is not allowed. Okay, so resource A, it is not possible that today resource A is doing task 1 and task 2 simultaneously. It is not possible. So if there is any multitasking assigned to a resource, so you have to remove it accordingly as well. Then oversee the project. Continue to monitor the project. Check for completed milestones to ensure the project remains on track. Manage the buffers and gain the information necessary for controlling the plan, and take recovery actions if needed. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you, friends.